We are setting out to transform fundamentally the way network security is done. Just like we've seen in the past, data centers completely transformed from being basically clunky pieces of hardware one at a time model. We believe network security is in need of the exact same transformation. We all experience the benefits of virtualization every day, and network security is no different. You should be able to inspect traffic a single click at a time, where it's just simply a question of the capacity you need and that you sort of call that up on demand. So where we are today, well, that's easy to show in sort of a quick history lesson where, traditionally it was okay to inspect traffic with single-purpose specialized hardware, and it was super important, and it has worked. But bandwidth has increased dramatically, and in addition to that, sort of the perfect storm is that the adoption of SSL, TLS encrypted traffic has also escalated. And so we are at this point now where there is a real dilemma and a difficulty in terms of inspecting all the traffic you need to keep the bad stuff out and to minimize the risk of any form of cybersecurity breach within your network. It manifests itself basically as an inspection gap. If you have a 10 gig or 100 gig link, you're running it at 50% capacity, no matter what you do with the current models, it is not possible to both decrypt, inspect, and do all kinds of other security services within the same CPU complex. The problem of scale, well, that's something that we see every day. It fundamentally breaks down to these three. The traffic volume is increasing dramatically, encrypted traffic is increasing dramatically, that the whole business of trying to decrypt drops the performance of any security service, and that finally the whole problem of hardware refresh cycle is very real, that it's time consuming, it requires special resources, it's expensive, etc. So we've come along, and this is the transformation that we've talked about, but if it's not made turnkey, it's just moving the complication and the expense into a different area of your organization. The catalyst to making this work, there are base elements integrated together that are the foundation, and what you would experience is software-defined network security, and it feels like a private network security cloud where you can click to add or remove inspection capacity as needed, and you don't have to define what is running in the background or what CPUs you need to make the inspection happen. For the customers from the network owner side, nothing changes. If you look at the top here, the gray boxes, that is your firewall policy that you've built up over decades. And so that firewall policy, your trusted firewall vendors, those remain intact. If you're using Fortinet, continue to use Fortinet, and the same for Palo Alto or any other firewall or security inspection vendor. But just like switching cell phones where your applications can be transferred from one old phone to the new, now you can think of network security in the same way. And so instead of being tied to a physical appliance, your policy manager, the one you've always been using, can now be pointed at virtual security instances which are running on a turnkey virtualized network security platform that we pull together for you. And it's this sophisticated integration of security services load balancer, commodity server, and Corsa virtualized infrastructure manager that's tightly coupled to any of those third-party security virtual appliances and policy managers. And it's this software-defined network security approach that's decoupling the network from network security. This is horizontal scale at work that's been specifically optimized for network security performance that is the key so that you can inspect all traffic all the time at any scale. And in future, where it can take you, which is why limit it to simply just inspection, you can now use the same platform to start to expand your network security and virtualize all of it. Any vendor, any application, you can scale it all as required on very, very simplified platform that essentially is a single click to order, it is minutes to deploy, and finally you have scale, unlimited scale, pay as you grow. Thank you very much.